What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase a Drampa team in the Sunshine Cup. Drampa is a very unique Dragon-type Pokemon because it's a Dragon and Normal-type, meaning it's one of the few Dragons actually allowed in this meta. We did look at Flygon earlier this week, but the big problem with Flygon is while it is a Dragon-type, it's also a Dragon that doesn't resist grass or water, whereas Drampa is able to core break a lot of those teams that you're going to see here in this format. And also, it's so spammy with Swift, it's got great coverage with Fly, and it's a lot of fun to use. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Drampa can do. Alright, first opponent of the day, and it's against none other than SS Thorn, one of the best battlers in the world, running Shadow Quagsire in the lead. So we'll see if we can end up coming out on top here. Maybe it's on Water Gun, maybe it's on Mudshot. We'll see what he wants to do. Okay, instant switch into a Furret here. That is fine by me. I'm going to go for a bit of a chip and dip play. I don't have a hard response to this Pokemon. Also, hold on. Was that Quick Attack? I think that might have been Quick Attack, actually, here. I'm going to bring in a Rankaroo. I think that's what I just saw. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay. Quick Attack on the Furret. This way, they don't have as much damage into us, right? If I come in here, there's no super effective fast move pressure, and I should be able to either farm this down, or at the very least, I don't know, have a lot of energy for whatever comes in. Quagsire likely doesn't want to come into us right now, but we'll see what they have in the back line. I don't know. It's like a 4-cycle now to the next move. Do they get there? They do. But I can farm this all the way down with one shield, come out with back-to-back attacks. I would imagine the third Pokemon comes in, whatever that might be. But we'll see what comes in here. That is Fearow? Yeah, Fearow comes in. Okay. Fearow's not unplayable for us here. I have a lot of energy on my Rankaroo, which should put us in a pretty good spot. Okay, no shield there. Do we see a shield on this attack, or do we see a second no shield, and they're going to put everything on Quagsire? I don't know. I feel like they can't invest in Quagsire that much. Okay, but we do see a no shield. 3. All right. Well, on paper here, I should survive an attack from the Fearow. Drill Run's not going to one-shot us. Okay. I went for the energy ball, hoping for a catch there. We don't see the catch, but at least we get the energy ball off, which means, like, I don't know, we get his shield. And at this point, I think I still survive a Drill Run, right? It's non-stab damage. It's not a Shadow Ninetales. I should be able to no-shield this and live. Yeah, we can. Okay. And we get the energy ball off here. I'm hoping that's going to win us the game, because we either one-shot this, or we get the final shield, and then Drampa should put in the work. Yeah, we do get the shield. I'll bring in Drampa now, and I can take an Aqua Tail. But what I can't take is a Drill Peck or a Stone Edge. So I'm going to shield this up, build up to back-to-back moves, throw a Fly here, try to knock him out, and then, oh, shoot, what about Drain Punch? That could be a lose condition, maybe. Actually, that might be a guaranteed lose condition, isn't it? Hold on. I don't know if I can win this game now. Drain Punch is actually going to not only increase their bulk, but also make it so they have a super effective attack into us. How much damage does this do? Please tell me it doesn't knock me out. I don't know how much it does. It's the Shadow Quagsire. Drain Punch is not the strongest move in the game. Oh, that's only an Aqua Tail. We call the combo play. Okay, so we go for the Swift. We knock out the Fearow. Dude, I hate Drain Punch so much. I've seen that, though, quite a bit here in this meta. It's not a bad play at all. As you just saw, it nearly just lost me that game. We had to make a really annoying 50-50 call because of that, but alright, GG's. Dude, Drain Punch. Alright, Drampa into Furret. Okay. You know, we just saw a Quick Attack Furret, which honestly I think is a really cool idea in this meta. This one, though, is on Sucker Punch, so we want to avoid this with our Rankaroo if we can. But the weird thing about this matchup is we don't really know if they're on Trailblaze or Brick Break. Although I would imagine they probably would be on Brick Break here in this meta. I'll go for the Chip and Dip, swap into my Ninetales. We catch a move, it's likely going to be a catch on the Brick Break, which means I will lock myself in with a defense drop, but what it also means is I don't have to shield just yet. I can save a lot of HP and energy on my Drampa. And they are building up here. They come in with an Oranguru. Alright, fair enough. I guess double normal so far, but we know at this point that while I am defense dropped, Oranguru is not the most offensive Pokemon in the game. Maybe I can get to 3 Weather Balls before they knock us out. That might be ambitious, though. Basically, if one more Confusion plus a Brutal Swing knocks us out from here, that would mean I don't get my next move off. But if it doesn't quite do it, then I could get that next attack. But my defense has been lowered, so honestly, I think that they do knock us out, right? Yeah, almost certainly. You know, it's kind of weird. I don't necessarily need switch advantage here. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't need it. But I think what I want to do is I probably want to shield this up at this point. I want to save my Drampa's HP if possible, farm down if I can. I hope I can. I hope they don't get another Brutal Swing off. And if they switch out and defer it, I'll just bring in my Oranguru here and try to go for a Confusion down. They gave me a full sneak, actually. That's kind of crazy. I don't know exactly what they want to do. Do they Brick Break us to debuff us, or do they go for a Swift to try to get 2 minutes? They go for the Brick Break. And while that is a good play in the moment to increase the Sucker Punch damage, I think that does mean there's no way they're going to get a second move off. So yeah, we farm down. In comes a Furo here. Okay. Gonna be an interesting match, because at this point, I have energy on my Drampa. I have energy on my Oranguru. They shield that. Okay. Or do I get another Brutal Swing after this? If I do, that's good. But if I get pecked down, that's probably game over. Okay, no shield makes sense. I think I might get pecked down. 8. All right. I mean, I had to make this switch out here to clear my debuff, but unfortunately, I think I'm too low on HP now. Yeah, they shield that up properly. Smart play by them. And yeah, I don't have quite enough energy here. Maybe they go for a swap out for some reason. If they switch thinking I'm at back-to-back Swifts here, or at my next Swift, that is, I might still have a chance this game. They don't. Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason for them to do that, but I would have liked it if they did. Unfortunately, that Oranguru in the backline, I think, is still a little bit too healthy to even Confusion down, and, like, that's if they even swap out, but they don't have to. They can just peck us down there. Dang, okay. Triple normal, you know, the classic team here in the Sunshine Cup, I guess not quite able to beat. All right, next opponent. We'll see Drampa into Shadow Quagsire. There we go. As long as this is not on Mudshot, I like it. Although we did see that Drain Punch Quagsire a second ago, too, which is kind of a cool pick. All right, they're staying in here. And that means they could be on Drain Punch, I guess. I'm going to go for the Fly before they get it off, just to guarantee that I can get some good damage into them. There is a chance they're going to go for a Shield here. And they actually do, okay. That is fine by me. Okay, I was going to try to go for a catch, but it's really hard to arbitrarily time that. With that said, we've done a lot of Dragon Breath damage before they've been able to boost their defense stat, or they're on Stone Edge. Okay, so that's even better. That's a lot of energy down the drain. Plus, we know that doesn't boost their defense stats, so that's pretty cool. I'm at back-to-back Swifts here. If they shield one, I have the next one ready to go. And if they no-shield, I think this could be enough to knock out from this point. Drampa has a lot of attack. It's a Shadow Quagsire, and it goes down. All right, what comes in here now? I have a lot of HP left over. Okay, I'm not giving a farm down over there. I have a Ninetales in the back line. Alright, Magcargo comes in. Not exactly the Pokemon I wanted to see, but it's still playable here, because Energy Ball is going to add up. I don't think I get one-shot by a Rock Tomb, and if I get some shields down, my Oranguru in the back line should be in a pretty good spot. They're at 3, so they have the Rock Tomb ready to go. But Ninetales, as far as Fire-type Pokemon go, it's actually kind of bulky, so I should survive this. Yeah. 1. Alright. Big Energy Ball. Do we get a shield, or do they just let this go? I would imagine they let it go at this point. Yeah, makes sense. No defense drop there. Do I still have 2 Incinerates? I don't think I do. So I'll just go for the Weather Ball here. Alright. So Oranguru's going to have some work to do to win this game. But I believe in it. I think it could potentially win this for us still. I'm going to come in here and just instantly Swift, because I feel like they're going to go for a charge attack themselves. I might as well put myself into a position where I can just now no-shield my Drampa and rely solely on Oranguru. I was kind of hoping that would knock out, but I knew it's a Swift. There's a good chance it doesn't KO a Magcargo. But one Confusion should knock this Pokemon out, so I can just switch out here. They swap, I swap. So our switch clocks are aligned as much as they can be. The play here is always go Trailblaze into Brutal Swing. Guarantee that I can go for an attack boost, and then my Brutal Swing should be enough after the Confusion damage. I'm going to no-shield the first move, because even a high horsepower doesn't knock us out there. They're actually on Stone Edge, and they do full send it. But now they need 2 more Powder Snows, or rather Icicle Spears, to knock us out. Trailblaze should get the shield, and then 2 more Confusions into a Brutal Swing, I believe, should get a knockout. Or at the very least, it'll put him into Confusion downrange. Shield this up. As long as my switch clock is not up, theirs won't be either. We swapped at the exact same time. And as we can see, yeah, still a decent amount of time left over. We'll go for the Brutal Swing. This should get the knockout. And 1 Confusion should knock out the Magcargo too. If they have a move on Magcargo, I also Dragon Breath that down. Oh, actually, they survive on 1 HP, but that's fine. They do a very smart play there, where they do one fast move and they transfer the damage over to the Macargo, but yeah, it's not going to help them out when I have so much HP remaining. We still get the win. All right, next opponent. We'll see Drampa into Furret. All right, another Furret lead. We kind of just destroyed, or not destroyed, we got destroyed on the last Furret lead. So hopefully we can do better this time. I mean, Dragon Breath hurts quite a bit against them, so that's good. What I'm going to try to do here is this time maybe bait a bigger move. Last time I just went straight Swift and caught an attack, and that didn't really help out too much. I'm staying in. This time they Swift us, so honestly, while that is cheaper, I prefer that they don't end up debuffing my defense stat, because Drampa is a pretty squishy Pokemon. Taking a debuff is pretty costly early on in this matchup. It means the Sucker Punches would add up quite a bit more. Swift number 1 lands. Swift number 2 is going to land or get the first shield from them. Yeah, honestly, the 2-shield matchup here is not bad at all for Drampa. Do we get a shield? No, okay, they sacrifice the Furret. They bring in Shadow Pidgeot. And they're already at 3 gusts. So they're at a Brave Bird after 1 more gust here, which is kind of scary. I'm going to switch out into my Oranguru. Oh, they swap at the same time. I was not expecting that. I feel like at this point, I'm in trouble. But there is still play. Because I should get 2 Brutal Swings off here. And that's good. Yeah, they get their second move here first. An Energy Ball does more damage than Weather Ball, but I don't think they should be quite at an Energy Ball just yet. Yeah, just a Weather Ball comes through. We survive that. We have Brutal Swing ready to go. We're back-to-back, so what I wouldn't be surprised to see is my opponent at this point actually just letting this Ninetales go. Because they know at this point their win con is going to be probably Pidgeot nuking something in the back line, which is a good win con for them. Big Brutal Swing. We do get the knockout there. I'm going to switch here. And you might wonder why I do that, because now I sacrifice any sort of like catch win condition. But I also do give myself a little bit more fast move pressure in the backline, potentially. I'm going to no-shield this. They Brave Bird. Okay, well, now I'm definitely wondering why I no-shielded that. I thought they were going to bait. Okay, never mind. If I would have shielded that up, I actually think I probably win that game with an extra confusion and more Dragon Breath damage, but they just full sent. They had no fear, and I suck. All right, next battle. We got to lock in here. Gotta lock in, not no-shield Brave Birds. I think our losses have been kind of silly so far today, so I think we can definitely win. And honestly, I love to see Fearow. It's the same pacing as Furret, but they're a lot squishier, so I should be in a pretty good spot here in the 1s and 2s. And the 0s are probably the worst matchup to play out, so I'm going to go for the shield here instead. And I will see what they do. Do they stay in, or do they swap out now? Alright. Well, if they shield this up, I have back-to-back. If they no-shield, then I should either knock them out straight up or farm them down right before their next move. This probably does knock out, though, from this point, right? Oh, they shield. Okay. 5. Kind of interested to see the shield there by them, because I have 2 moves ready to go. Yeah, they just have to sacrifice Fearow now. Well, what comes in, then? Anything that can farm us down, or is it just going to be some random Pokemon? Oh, it's a Ninetales. Interesting. 5. I don't think a Weather Ball knocks us out, an Energy Ball does. Oh, Weather Ball does knock. Dude, I don't know my ranges on this Pokemon. I should have gone for a Swift there. That is bad by me. I really didn't think that would knock us out. I don't know why. It's fine. We don't want to win this game. Alright, they're at 5 plus 1, so 6. I can go for another Confusion here, and then I'm going to switch out to my Ninetales. That way I can put them closer to Weather Ball range. And then I can save the energy for something that it might be better into in the back line. Oh my goodness. Well, that's not good. As we all know, this thing recently got access to a move known as Drill Run. So that's going to hurt quite a bit. Actually, was it Drill Run it got? No, it had Drill Run, but it got buffed. That's what happened to it, which is remarkably scary. I'm going to go for the Energy Ball, because Energy Ball here does do a little bit more raw damage, as I was talking about earlier. But it's not going to be quite enough here, it looks like, unfortunately, to get the 2-shot. Neither of us are Shadow, which means I'm not getting the 1-shot against them. And they have a lot of energy on that Ninetales still, so I think this game's probably over. Man, I threw this game. I like doing that, I guess. I do survive, technically, that's cool. Okay, well, that's interesting. I don't know if that's going to help us at all, but we'll see what's going to happen. I have back-to-back brutal swings at the very least here, so I should be able to land one. But I need to be able to land the Weather Ball into that Rapidash. This game's going to get so close, because they saved some energy on it. The Energy Ball, which does do more raw damage. No defense drop, though. I think I survived one Ember, so I should land a Brutal Swing plus a Confusion. If that gets the knockout against him, I win the game. Oh, that just straight knocks out. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we just win. Okay. Throw your moves, Axon. Throw your moves. If I threw this Swift earlier that game, would have been so much easier. But, you know, it doesn't matter. We still get the win, and we clutch out a 3-2 set, which we could have done better. Honestly, it could have been a 5-0 if I played some of those games a little bit differently. But, you know, we'll still take the positive set and keep it going. All right, next opponent, Quagsire once again in the lead. Pretty common lead today, it looks like. Are they on Mudshot? They're in non-shadow, which is kind of interesting. All right, they bring in a Furret here. This is an interesting spot to be in. I think I'll just bring in my Ninetales after this, because Ninetales has the Energy Ball coverage, right? It's not that bad into the Quagsire. So we should be in a pretty good spot. I'm also on non-shadow. So what I think I'm going to do here, I'm going to let them throw 2 attacks into us. 2 Swifts don't knock us out. I can get as low as possible, give them less farm, potentially on that Quagsire, and then I'm going to be able to either go for an Energy Ball into the Quagsire if they bring that back in, or if they shield this for it up and they try to flip switch, I mean, at that point, they have to go down a couple of shields to do that. And I don't really need switch against Quagsire. All right. We'll go for the Weather Ball, and we'll see if we get a shield or not. I would love to see a no-shield come through right now, and then a Quagsire come back, and that would be the best-case scenario, but we'll see. Okay, not exactly the best-case scenario. They come back in, though, with a Ninetales, and, you know, well, my energy is not going to get a shield like I wanted. It's still really good, because now we know the full team. My Drampa is really good here, and I also know at this point my Oranguru is pretty good if I get shields down. You're at 5. I mean, it's a non-shadow attack. I'm going to let it go. It could be a bad play, because now I might be in farm down range. 8. All right. I'm going for the fly, because I want to get his shield if possible. I want this thing either gone, or I want to be able to set up my Oranguru later on. We still don't know the moveset of that Quagsire. Oh, they just let that go. Okay. And it is on Water Gun, so this is going to be kind of a hard farm down for them to get. But they might be able to get it. They're at 11, so they do have access to an Aqua Tail just about. But energy here from Quagsire is so unimpactful into a Oranguru, from a non-shadow especially. Oh my goodness, Drampa! It's another Swift off. And now we have a Oranguru that just closes out this game. Honestly, that's a pretty easy win thanks to Drampa just core breaking their team so hard, but it also doesn't hurt that we got a second Swift off there. Yeah, they realize not much they can do into an Oranguru in the backline, so we'll take it. Next opponent, Firestar73. Oh boy, very good battler. Furt on the lead. Okay, pretty neutral matchup here. I've seen people play this out multiple different ways at this point. I would imagine, again, Brick Break is the common moveset to see on this Pokemon. But we'll see what he's going to do here. 6. Alright. Is it a Brick Break? Is it not a Brick Break? Those are the 2 choices here. Just a Swift, okay. 10. Okay. I'm going for the fly to guarantee a shield or a knockout if I can. Honestly, it's not really a guarantee either way. But okay, I get a shield. What do I want to do? I might survive a Swift from here, but honestly, I think shielding this is not a bad play. I'm almost at back-to-back Swifts. I should outpace here to the 3rd attack just barely. If he shields this, I think that's a little bit of a misplay on their part. A no shield here would be interesting to see what they bring in. What is this? Pidgeot? Okay. 2. I'll probably get his shield here with this fly, right? And I think I'll bring in Ninetales right now. Oh, I don't get his shield. Never mind. I'm still going to bring in Ninetales. I think that my Oranguru has a higher chance of being good, saying there is a Furret in the lead. Oh, okay. Well, we one-shot this with an Energy Ball if they let us. Wait, don't I just win? Wait, they don't even get to a Stone Edge here. That was Mud Shot, right? Yeah. If they're a Mud Bomb, maybe that's bad. It's a non-shadow. All right. Okay, that was 5. It could be Mud Bomb, but I think you run Stone Edge all the time in this meta. The reason I'm staying in here is it's a lot quicker to reach an Energy Ball on Ninetales than it is on a Oranguru to reach a Trailblaze. So if I stay in here, I can go for the Energy Ball, Honestly, it probably does more damage too, because Ninetales does have more attack. Does it one-shot a non-shadow? No, it doesn't, but I should be able to go for a confusion here. It doesn't quite knock out. Okay. Them getting an Aqua Tail through here might put me into Brave Bird range, and that could be bad then. But if they have to Brave Bird us to knock us out, that means they have to debuff their defense stat, right? Does Brave Bird knock us out from here? It probably does. It's probably really close, at least. Oh, wait. Air Cutter? Huh. I wonder if he's not running Brave Bird, or... I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll take it. We will take that. Them getting that final Aqua Tail made things a little bit dicey. I thought an Energy Ball would knock him out, but it wasn't quite enough, honestly, even to put him into Confusion downrange. But we'll take it. GG's Firestar. All right, next opponent. Drampa into Shadow Ninetales. Okay, I like seeing this here. I wall it as long as they're on a conventional moveset. So we'll see if they stay in. No, they don't. Furo comes in. I mean, Furo's not really an answer necessarily to Drampa. It's not bad, though, for them, because peck damage does add up quite a bit. But I'm not that scared of Ninetales, so I might as well just stay in this matchup for a minute. And then I'll go for a catch and a sneak on a confusion here. I really like that play, because now I can build up more energy on Drampa, and I can get a lot of energy here as well. They should be at 8. So 9, 10, they have the next move now. Do I just shield this to go for a farm down? No, I don't need switch that badly. I'm going to go for the no shield here, actually, which you might think is a misplay. And honestly, maybe it is. But I don't know if I need to fight for switch that much. If I get both shields down from them, that's pretty bad for them to deal with, too. Yeah, they let that go. Okay. So they come back in Ninetales. They do get a bit of energy here, but I already have a shield advantage, and I still have an energy lead on my own Drampa. So we'll see how they play this out. I mean, obviously a Weather Ball going to come through, but I have enough energy here. I should get to 2 Swifts before they're able to get to a second Weather Ball against us. And I can always catch if I want to. 3. All right, so they're at the next move here after one more Ember. And these Dragon Breaths are kind of shredding through them right now. That is so much. Maybe I should have nuked. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what my damage output looks like on Drampa. Maybe I should be going for Fly a little bit more often. Because a Fly probably would have knocked out there. Well, that knocks out. Okay. What comes in? Okay. Well, that's pretty good for us to see in the back line. That's also pretty unfortunate for them. Yeah, okay. GG's. That was not the best team for them to have into us. I was happy to see that team. All right, Drampa into Cradily. You know, it's a fine lead. We saw some Cradilies earlier. It's not exactly the best Pokemon to see. But because I do have Fly, it can outpace them before they get to a Rock Tomb here. So I should be able to get some nice chip damage against them. Maybe a shield if they want to try to play it out that way. But we'll see what they have in the backline. I've seen a lot of different Cradily teams in this meta. They do let that go. They overfarm by 1, so they're at 8 right now. We know after 8 acids, that means that they're 5 away from their next move. Rock Tomb debuff is annoying, but we can manage. And we'll fly here right before their next move. I don't think a debuffed Swift would be enough here. And this should be good. Because now this either gets a shield. I'd love to see a shield. A knockout's fine to get. All right, Pidgeot comes in. Of course it does, because everyone has Pidgeot, the coin flip Pokemon. But at least Ninetales is quick enough here that we can kind of mitigate a lot of what it does. We can outpace them. We can make it so even if they do bait us, it's not the end of the world. They do let that go. Man. Like, I think they always Brave Bird right now, which I don't even know if it's a good play to shield, but I at least want to shield one Brave Bird today. And we do shield it properly. That's good. Girafarig in the backline. Oh boy, okay. Interesting. I think we're in a good spot here, actually. At least a playable spot. If they don't throw their move instantly, then I have my next Weather Ball. So we force all of the energy out of them. Or not. Okay. But now a Oranguru should be fine here to close out this game. Or I get the Swift. And we win CMP because we're a Drampa. Do I even need a Oranguru this game? Probably I do, yeah. But we'll see what happens. We shielded the Brave Bird at the very least. Oh, that doesn't knock out. Is that better for me? It might actually just be better that that doesn't knock out. Because that means now I get the energy lead with my, my guy, my Oranguru. They do get a move off here. It's only a Psychic Fangs, though. And that's not going to make it so an Air Cutter knocks us out. And a Brave Bird would do it anyway. So no matter what, that's fine to see. All right, Pidgeot comes back in. And yeah, they only get an Air Cutter. So finally, we get the win. All right, next opponent. Drampa into Furret. Man, people are really spicing it up today. Here I am using Drampa on the last day of Sunshine Cup. Everyone else is just using Furret. But that's fine. We see that the seed's not honestly that bad for us, and we can go for a lot of damage just with our Dragon Breaths here. We can outpace them, we can win the 2-shield if we want to. Honestly, I still haven't really found a way to win the 2-shield, or like to win this matchup and like feel good about it. But maybe one day I'll learn. Maybe one day. Alright, Big Swift. Oh, we get his shield for once, okay. We'll go for the fly on CMP now. Oh, it wasn't CMP. Bad timing by me then. But I can guarantee a lot of damage. Maybe a knockout. I honestly don't know if it's enough. Oh, not even close. Alright, well, we'll go for the catch here on Ninetales. It should just be a Swift, although they are at Brick Break energy, actually, so maybe there's no reason for them not to Brick Break here. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have caught that. But we save Drampa. We bait out a Pidgeot as well. And, like, despite the debuff, I think Pidgeot's going to have to go for a Brave Bird to KO us from this range, which means they either have to overfarm a lot more energy, let me get a second Weather Ball, or they have to debuff us. Or, I mean, if they Brave Bird, that's fine. I'll just go for a Confusion down. If they go for anything else, I guess we'll see. Yeah, just an Air Cutter, so we do survive that. They have another Weather Ball ready to go. They are at, I believe, another Air Cutter, though, right? So they can get a little bit of chip damage into our Oranguru, but maybe we get his shield here? No, we don't. Okay. Oranguru gets the Confusion through him. Air Cutter is going to do a little bit of chip damage, but it shouldn't be that bad for us. We still have our Drampa around about half HP. Furret's pretty low on HP itself. Oh, that doesn't knock out? Okay, whatever. I guess I just get an extra Confusion through, but they do land an extra gust of damage into us. What's the final Pokemon going to be for them? What's their own Oranguru? Okay. Alright. We'll go for the Brutal Swing here. Gonna be an interesting matchup. Two monkeys throwing Brutal Swings at each other. I'm not quite in range where one knocks me out, which is good. Okay. Oh, nice catch by them. That is a good play on their part. I knew they were at back-to-back, so I wanted to throw my move, but they knew that I knew that they knew. With that said, I am outside of range where one knocks me out here. And I think we might still be fine, but we'll see. I don't actually know if we're fine. No, I'm one away. I didn't want to give them the extra Confusion Sneak. Uh-oh. I lose this game. I think I threw this one. Yeah, letting the catch happen. It's so annoying 4-turn into 4-turn moves like that. It's so hard to wait at that point, too. Because if I waited, and they just went for a Brutal Swing against us, we would have lost that game. And also, if I would have thrown my Brutal Swing, they also would have just outpaced our Drampa, I think, too. Alright, let's lock in here. We kind of threw that last one. Kind of really threw it a lot, but that's fine. Drampa on the lead. Or, rather, Licky Licky on the lead into Drampa. Are they on Shadow Ball or Earthquake? That is a question that I would love to find out the answer to. They're at 5 right now, so they do have access to an Earthquake of energy, but I don't know if they would ever throw that against a Drampa. That is a lot of damage. Alright, we catch a move. I guess I don't get a Confusion Sneak there, that's awesome. But at least we don't have to shield our Drampa just yet. They do Body Slam, so they're at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, they're at a Drill Peck. 6, 7, 8, 9. I wish I got the Confusion Sneak through. If I did, I'd be at back-to-back right now. But obviously I didn't, and now we're here. Does Drill Peck knock us out? It probably does. They're at 10, though, so I can't really shield this either way, because they're at back-to-back. If I do survive somehow, I'd be very happy. We don't. But we should be able to shield this and farm all the way down. And we did catch a move from that Licky Licky, which is good. Means that there's going to be a little bit less energy on that thing than they'd probably want. But maybe I'm going to be in Body Slam range after taking those extra fast moves. That should only be a body slam, though, right? They didn't overfarm, so that's only a body slam. I should survive this. I can overfarm a little bit here. Swift them, and hopefully I can leverage this energy into the backline. Don't know what's going to be back there. It could be a second, or a third normal type, rather. Honestly, it's almost certainly going to be a normal type. That is the only kind of Pokemon you see in this meta. Alright, Pidgeot as the final Pokemon here. Uh-oh. I hope I survived that Gust, but I don't know if I did. Surviving that Gust would be huge. Yeah, I don't survive it. So now Ninetales has to put in way too much work, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. They throw after 4 instantly here. This might be the most obvious shield and bait ever. They actually Air Cutter! Yeah, well played. Yeah, I guess I should have called that. I mean, it's like an obvious Air Cutter at that point, right? But it's like, why throw after 4 if you're not just trying to cheese out a Brave Bird knockout? I don't know. I love these games that just end on 50-50 calls and I can't get them right. That's why I don't think Pidgeot is a very healthy Pokemon in the meta. I will say a little bit of an unhealthy Pokemon. Ah, well played. Good bait by them, though. I just can't call this Pokemon ever. I literally can't. I don't think I've ever called a move from Pidgeot correctly, whenever I'm using it or whenever I'm fighting against it. I mean, the fact that, like, 2 of our losses were just, like, calling the wrong move on Pidgeot, it's like there's no skill there. And that's just losing a coin flip. Overall, I think Drampa did put in quite a bit of work today. It is a little bit squishier than I thought it was, even though I knew it was squishy. It's even squishier than that. But with that said, it's still very fun to use, and I can see why it's such a good Pokemon in this meta. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.